Why did you drink that much? Why? It's an hour into the party. Why are you finna die? Why is nobody calling the cops? There's just too many questions at this point. What is up, guys? It is the Young Lord and I am back again with another video. Today is gonna be about my first party that I ever went to, which was in high school, and why I do not attend house parties. You guys ready? Alright. My first house party was at Spraberry High School, which is where I attended my first 2 years of high school. And it was this girl, Ashley, who was I think junior at the time. I was a freshman, that I was cool with because a lot of people for some reason thought that I was like a transferring upperclassman because of the fact that I was really tall. Still am. Basically, I ended up befriending a lot of juniors and seniors, and this one girl, Ashley, came up to me one day and was like, hey, I'm having this big house party. I'm only letting juniors and seniors come, but because I'm cool with you, you can come. Now let me tell y'all, as a freshman, that is probably the best news you can get next to having honor roll. And when I tell you I was so lit, I was like, first of all,
nobody in class can talk to me because I'm going to be at an upperclassman party. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
All of that good jazz. But at the same time, I was low-key nervous because I'd never been to a party. I didn't know how to ask my mom, or if I was just going to, you know, try to up and sneak out, which I didn't know how to do either. So it was just a whole lot of stuff that I knew was gonna have to go into this. I was like, you know what, whatever, I'll worry about it later. I think this is maybe like a Wednesday and the party's like on Friday, right? It's the night of the party, and I'm like, first I'm thinking like, I'm pretty sure my mom's gonna say no. So like, I don't even know why I hyped myself up because she's not gonna let me go. I ask and she's like, yeah, you can go as long as you go with your sister. My sister she was a freshman in college at the time, so she was 18, 19. I'm like, cool, like, it's a move. I'm gonna let her know I'm on the way because, again, nobody really cares, but in my mind, I did. Strike number one, I showed up on time. Nobody ever shows up on time to parties, but I didn't know. I was so happy to get there. Like, I don't know, I was elated still. We get there, and the first red flag when we got there was that this house had the padlock thing on the door, like for open houses because it's not your home yet. That was on the door, okay? It wasn't her house. I don't know whose house it was, but I knew it wasn't hers. And I was like, okay, like, alright. But again, it's my first party. I don't really care. My sister was more concerned about it than I was. I was just scared because I don't know what can go down if it's not her. Like, I don't know any of the precautions because I have no experience with parties. We go inside the party. I remember it being probably around January because it had snowed so much, but it had just like cleared up, but not all the snow was like melted. So we get inside, and on the back patio there is this nice fine layer of ice across the back patio, and y'all will understand why I'm telling you this now later on in the story, alright? It's not a whole lot of people, but it's still a lot of people for being like on time to a party. Now I'm saying that, but back then I didn't really know. I just thought that was like the whole party. We walk into the kitchen and there's all these drinks set out. I'm like,
well shoot, they got juice and I got jello. I'm thirsty.
And my sister's like, hey, first of all, this is step number one. You don't take drinks or anything for people unless you know what's inside them. And I'm sitting here like, it's a tray of jello. Shortly after, there were jello shots, and then I also learned that the drinks were spiked. Quick lesson learned. I'm glad that my sister was there because otherwise I would have been eating a whole bunch of jello and not knowing what I was doing. As we're in there, my sister finds her friends, but it's not just like, oh, I knew you from school. It's like her college friends, like her group of college friends are all in the party, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird because this is supposed to be a high school party I'm attending and all of my sister's friends are here, but also good because now I don't have to worry about my sister following me everywhere because, you know, I want to be like grown on my own. I am like, okay, cool, like I'm gonna go find my friends. I ended up finding the girl Ashley, who's the host of the party. She's twerking on the couch in what I think was living room. I'm like, okay, I don't twerk, I'm not part of it, I still don't, but whatever, it's our thing. So I'm like, hey, she's too lit. I'm gonna go back to my sister real quick. I'm like, hey, like, can you walk with me until I find my friend since you know where yours are? And she's like, yeah, cool. We get up, we go through the little living room area. Before you get to the stairs, you hit the dining room. I'm such a newbie and I'm not experienced to anything that has to do with parties, drugs, alcohol, none of that. I didn't know anything about it. But everybody is in the dining room with a paper plate like this. What is going on? Why don't we just turn on the lights and like call it a day? My sister's like, yeah, no, they're rolling weed. At this point, I feel like my innocence is just being snatched as I'm like walking by, as I'm seeing different things. Not that I was doing any of it, but just like, what? So we head upstairs, still looking for my friends, and I find them in there already. By this time, the party is starting to get like really live. My sister's like, okay, I'm gonna go back downstairs in the kitchen or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. There's like a bathroom connected to the room, and I walk back there, and there is this girl who, I'm guessing she pre-gamed. She made it to the bathroom, but she made it to all of the bathroom and then the toilet. Maybe it had just been an hour, but this girl is like finna die. They carry her and put her on the bed, and she's literally just like dry heaving, and she's like gasping for air. I am like scared for my life. Why? Why did you drink that much? Why? It's an hour into the party. Why are you finna die? Why is nobody calling the cops? There's just too many questions at this point. I'm finna head downstairs because I'm getting scared. And this is when it just gradually gets worse, right? On my way downstairs, this dude is walking up and he's like,
hey, you look beautiful.
I'm like, thanks. I'm trying to get downstairs. Like, I'm trying to go find my sister because at this point, I'm scared. I'm shook. Somebody finna die upstairs and I don't know where my sister is at this point. And he's like, how old are you? And I'm like, 14. He was like,
oh, okay. I'm 26.
Nigga, you 26? You're 26 at a junior's high school party. So at this point, I had enough common sense to know I'm in danger, okay? You need to go ahead and get out, find your sister, and tell her it's time to wrap it up. Because I'm like, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm about to, I need to go, like, find my sister. He's like, okay, well, can I get a hug? I'm like, no, you're okay. This boy proceeds to hug me. So at this point, I'm like, listen, if you don't let go in the next 2 seconds, I'm going to knee him where it hurts, let him fall down the stairs, run to go get my sister, and we're dipping. I like basically sprint downstairs. Now the party is lit downstairs, okay? The whole living room that you have to go through to get to the kitchen is now packed with buffoonery and people twerking and just pop locking and sinning. For some reason, I thought going through the end of the living room, cutting all the way through was going to be easiest because everybody seemed to be around, but I felt like I had the advantage to have a straight shot through if I walked through. I was very wrong. As I'm like walking through, I probably got grabbed about 7 times. It's also in the middle of like twerk fest mania that's happening on the floor, but also like they're playing every twerk song possible. At this point, I'm looking back like ripping people off me, like leave me alone. I'm trying to get to my sister. I'm terrified at this point. I see my sister and she's like, so like, I think it's about time to go. And I'm like, yeah. The cops knocked on the door. I have never seen people go so crazy in my life because number one, everybody is plastered. Everybody got some type of drug on them. Everybody's just doing what they're not supposed to do, except me and my sister. People take off in the back patio, but they're running. And remember when I told y'all?
There is this nice fine layer of ice across.
Yep. So that's happening outside. There's running and also falling and crawling and tumbling. It's a lot. It's a lot going outside, and it is so much that the cops start walking around the back instead of going to the front because they hear them and they are so loud. The cop comes in and is like, hey, y'all need to clear out. And we end up making it out, and everybody's too drunk to drive except me and my sister. So we get in our car and we pull off. A whole bunch of people got caught, a whole bunch of people went to jail. And then I get on Instagram. The back fence, I've never seen anybody, people ran through the back fence and knocked it down. Destroyed, like into pieces. Yeah, so that was my very first and most traumatizing party I've ever been to. That being said, it didn't really scare, it did scare me for a while. I definitely avoided parties for a while because I didn't like the feel of it. Everything just felt wrong. But even now, like, I've been to, not only, like, I went to my share of high school parties, even college parties. Like, I don't enjoy drinking. I don't enjoy smoking. I don't enjoy twerking. And I feel like at this point in our generation, that is all partying is about. Maybe one day when I get older, like, my whole thing is I've always wanted to go to, like, lounges, like the red light special type stuff. Also R&B, like, slow jams, but not in a nasty way. Literally, like, let me show y'all. Love, so many people usually that are worse. I still will choose you first. So I think you guys, you get the gist of it. You understand. You know what I mean. You know. So that about wraps it up, though, guys. Make sure you guys drop your suggestions, your opinions, and let me know your worst experience with partying. I'll be sure to reply to them, and make sure you also like the video, subscribe, and then turn that little notification bell on so that you can know when I update. Because as much as I love doing Mickey Mondays every Monday, I may be doing it like I am now throughout the week, or I may be doing it twice a week. So in order to know and to know when I post and upload, you're gonna have to have some type of notification to remind you, and I can't jump through your phone to remind you every day. So you know what to do. YL is out.